What if the person you're worried is judging you? Hasn't actually been thinking about you at all? You replay that awkward sentence. You remember the way they looked at you. You wonder whether they noticed your mistake. And hours later, you're still asking yourself, did I embarrass myself? Do they think I'm weird? Are they talking about me? Here's the strange part. Your brain can make you feel like you're standing under a spotlight, even when nobody is really paying that much attention. Psychology has a name for part of this. It's called the spotlight effect, and understanding it can change the way you see other people's opinions. Caring about what other people think is completely normal. Humans are social animals. For thousands of years, belonging to a group mattered for safety, cooperation, and survival. So your brain naturally pays attention to social signals. A change in someone's expression, a different tone of voice, a delayed reply, a moment of silence. Your brain is constantly asking, am I accepted here? Usually that's useful. It helps you understand people, adjust your behavior, and maintain relationships. But sometimes that same system becomes too sensitive. A small mistake suddenly feels like everyone noticed. One person's reaction becomes evidence that something is wrong with you. And that's when healthy self-awareness can become excessive self-consciousness. Here's where the spotlight effect becomes important. Research suggests that people often overestimate how much their appearance, mistakes, or actions are noticed by other people. Imagine walking into a room wearing something you suddenly think looks strange. You might feel like everyone noticed, but most people are busy thinking about themselves, what they're saying, how they're looking, what they need to do next. You're experiencing your own behavior from the inside. Other people are experiencing it from the outside. And that difference is huge. But there's another psychological trap. Your brain tries to read minds. Someone looks serious and you think, they don't like me. Someone doesn't reply immediately and you think, I must have done something wrong. You make a small mistake and think, they probably think I'm incompetent. This is called mind reading, a type of cognitive distortion. The problem is, you don't actually know what another person is thinking. You're making a prediction, and your brain starts treating that prediction like a fact. Then something else happens. You replay the moment, the conversation, the facial expression, the exact words you used. You search for evidence that you were judged. And because the brain naturally pays attention to negative information, one awkward moment can become much more memorable than 10 completely normal moments. You remember the one sentence you wish you hadn't said, while forgetting that most of the conversation went perfectly fine. And here's something even more surprising. Even when someone notices your mistake, they may forget it much faster than you do. Why? Because they have their own life happening in their head. The person you're worried is judging you, maybe worrying about what someone else thinks about them. Now add social media. You see carefully selected photos, successful careers, perfect-looking relationships, exciting holidays. And your brain starts comparing your everyday reality with someone else's highlight reel. You don't see their doubts, failures, or ordinary days. You see what they chose to show. So what can you do when your brain starts obsessing over other people's opinions? First, separate facts from guesses. Instead of saying, they think I'm embarrassing, ask, what evidence do I actually have? That simple question can stop an assumption from becoming a certainty. Second, shift your attention outward. Listen to the conversation. Notice your surroundings. Focus on what you're doing. The goal isn't to become completely unaware of yourself. It's to stop making yourself the center of every situation. Third, allow yourself to make small mistakes. You don't need to perform perfectly to be accepted. A slightly awkward conversation, a wrong answer, a moment of silence. These are normal human experiences. And the more you allow yourself to experience them without endlessly analyzing them, the less power they can have over you. Finally, Remember that caring about other people's opinions isn't the problem. Relationships matter. Feedback matters. Learning from others matters. The problem begins when imagined opinions start controlling your choices. When you stop speaking because you're afraid of judgment. When you avoid opportunities because you might look foolish. When you spend hours analyzing moments that other people probably forgot. That's when it's worth taking a closer look. And if this worry becomes persistent, causes significant distress, or interferes with your relationships, work, sleep, or daily life, speaking with a qualified mental health professional can be helpful. Remember this: you are living your life from the inside. Everyone else is living theirs from the inside too. So the person you think is watching you may be too busy worrying about themselves. Sometimes the freedom you're looking for doesn't come from making everyone approve of you. It comes from realizing they were never watching as closely as you thought. If you enjoy understanding how the human mind works, subscribe to Psychology Clicks, because every week we explore the science behind thoughts, emotions, relationships, and human behavior. The better you understand your mind, the better you understand yourself,